Have you ever prayed and felt like no one was listening? Like your words were just disappearing into silence? You asked for help, you hoped for a sign, you waited for something to change, but nothing happened. And slowly, doubt crept in. Maybe God isn't listening. Maybe your prayers aren't strong enough. Or maybe you're doing something wrong. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that God always listens, but most people don't know how to truly ask. Not because they lack faith, but because they approach prayer from the mind, not from the soul. The way most people pray is through words alone. They repeat phrases, they ask for things, they hope for results. But deep inside, their mind is restless. Doubt is present, fear is present, and while the words say one thing, the energy behind them says something else. Yogananda explained that God does not respond to mere words. He responds to the vibration of your consciousness. This means that how you feel when you pray matters more than what you say. If your prayer is filled with desperation, anxiety, and fear, that is the energy you are sending out, and that energy creates a barrier. Not because God is denying you, but because your inner state is not aligned with receiving. The right way to ask God for help begins with inner stillness. Before you even speak, you must quiet your mind. Sit in silence, breathe slowly, let your thoughts settle. Because a restless mind cannot connect deeply. It keeps you on the surface, while true connection happens in stillness. Yogananda often emphasized that prayer is not about talking to God, it is about tuning yourself to God. Just like a radio must be tuned to the right frequency to receive a signal, your mind must be tuned to calmness and clarity to feel that divine presence. When you sit quietly, without rushing, without forcing, you begin to feel a subtle shift. The noise starts to fade, and beneath that noise, there is a quiet awareness. That awareness is where your prayer begins. Another important aspect is sincerity. God does not respond to perfect words. He responds to genuine feeling. You don't need to impress. You don't need to say something elaborate. You simply need to be real. If you feel lost, say it. If you feel confused, express it. If you feel weak, admit it. Yogananda taught that honest prayer creates a direct connection. Because in that moment, you are not pretending. You are not hiding. You are open. But there is something deeper that most people miss. They pray as if God is outside of them, some distant power that they need to reach. But Yogananda explained that God is not separate from you. The divine presence you are seeking is already within you. So when you pray, you are not calling out into the distance, you are turning inward. This changes everything, because now, instead of feeling distant and disconnected, you begin to feel closer, more grounded, more present. The right way to ask God for help is not to beg, but to connect. Begging comes from a place of lack. It says, I don't have this, please give it to me. But true prayer comes from a place of trust. It says, I know you are with me. Guide me. Strengthen me. This shift in attitude is powerful, because it replaces fear with faith. Yogananda also taught that you should not pray only for things to change outside you. Instead, pray for clarity, strength, and wisdom within you. Because when you change internally, your external life begins to reflect that change. For example, instead of saying, fix this situation, you can say, give me the understanding to see this clearly. Instead of saying, remove this problem, you can say, give me the strength to handle this. This type of prayer empowers you. It does not make you dependent. It aligns you with growth. Another key element is concentration. When you pray, your attention must be focused. If your mind is wandering, thinking about other things, the depth of your prayer is lost. Yogananda encouraged praying with full attention, as if nothing else exists in that moment. Feel every word. Mean every word. Let your entire being be involved. And then, after you pray, listen. This is where most people stop. They speak, and then they move on. But prayer is not one-sided. It is a conversation, and listening is just as important as speaking. When you sit in silence after prayer, you create space for guidance to arise. It may not come as a voice. It may come as a feeling, an intuition, a sense of clarity. But it comes. The problem is, most people are too distracted to notice it. Yogananda said that God speaks in the language of silence, not in noise, not in chaos, but in stillness. And if you are not still, you will miss it. Faith also plays a crucial role. Not blind belief, but a quiet trust that your prayer has been heard. You may not see immediate results. Things may not change instantly, but that does not mean nothing is happening. Sometimes, the answer is already on its way. Sometimes, the answer is not what you expected. And sometimes, the answer is preparing you for something greater. If you keep doubting, questioning, and losing faith, you disturb your own energy. But if you remain calm and trusting, you stay aligned. Yogananda taught that divine timing is different from human timing. What you want now may not be what you truly need, and what you receive later may be far better than what you asked for. So the right way to ask God for help is not just about the moment of prayer. It is about your state of mind before, during, and after. Before prayer, you calm your mind. During prayer, you connect with sincerity and focus. After prayer, you trust and remain open. This creates a complete cycle. And as you begin to practice this, something beautiful starts to happen. Your relationship with prayer changes. It no longer feels like a request. It feels like a connection. You no longer feel alone. You begin to feel supported, guided, and understood. And slowly, very quietly, your faith deepens. Not because you were told to believe, but because you begin to experience something within you, something real, something steady, something that responds when you truly call from the heart. And the more you experience that response, the more your trust begins to grow, not as an idea, but as a living reality within you. You start to realize that prayer is not about getting everything you want. It is about becoming aligned with what you truly need. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that one of the deepest mistakes people make is praying with impatience. They ask, and then they immediately expect results. And when those results don't appear quickly, they feel disappointed. But impatience is a form of doubt. It silently says, "I don't trust that this will happen unless I see it right now." And that doubt weakens the power of your prayer. True prayer requires patience, not passive waiting, but calm trust. It is the understanding that just because you cannot see movement, does not mean nothing is happening. Just like a seed planted in the soil takes time to grow, your prayers are also working beneath the surface, in ways you may not yet understand. There is also a deeper transformation that begins to happen when you pray correctly. Your desires themselves begin to change. At first, you may ask for things, success, relationships, solutions. But as your connection deepens, you begin to seek something else. You begin to seek peace, clarity, and closeness with the divine. Yogananda often said that the highest form of prayer is not asking for things, but asking for God Himself. Because when you feel that inner connection, everything else falls into place. Your fears reduce. Your confusion clears. Your heart feels lighter. This doesn't mean you stop asking for help in your daily life. It means your approach becomes different. You are no longer asking from desperation. You are asking from trust. Another powerful shift happens when you stop repeating the same prayer with anxiety. Many people keep asking for the same thing again and again, not out of devotion, but out of fear that it hasn't been heard. But Yogananda explained that once you have sincerely prayed, you must let it go. Holding on to the prayer with tension blocks its flow. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to check if it has grown. You disturb the process. Instead, after you pray, release it. Let it rest. Carry a quiet faith that it is already being taken care of. This state of inner relaxation allows your prayer to move freely. Gratitude also plays a powerful role in this process. Even before your prayer is answered, feel thankful, not as a forced practice, but as a genuine acknowledgement that something greater is at work in your life. Yogananda taught that gratitude opens the heart, and an open heart is more receptive to divine guidance. When you focus only on what is missing, you create a sense of lack. But when you feel grateful, even in small ways, you shift your energy toward abundance. This doesn't mean ignoring your struggles. It means not letting them define your entire experience. Another important element is consistency. Prayer is not something you do only in moments of crisis. It is something you cultivate daily. When you build a regular connection with the divine, your awareness deepens. You don't just turn to God when things go wrong. You stay connected even when things are going well. And this creates a stronger foundation. Yogananda emphasized that a daily practice of silence, meditation, and sincere prayer gradually transforms your consciousness. It is not about one powerful moment. It is about steady, consistent effort. Over time, you begin to notice subtle changes. Your reactions become calmer. Your decisions become clearer. You feel guided in ways you cannot fully explain. And most importantly, you begin to feel less alone. There is a quiet companionship that develops, a sense that you are being supported, even in difficult moments, and this feeling itself becomes a source of strength. You also begin to understand that not every prayer will be answered in the way you expect. Sometimes, what you ask for is not aligned with your highest growth. And in those moments, what feels like a denial is actually protection. Yogananda taught that divine intelligence sees beyond your limited perspective. What you think is best for you may not truly be so. And what you resist may be leading you to something far greater. When you begin to trust this, your relationship with prayer becomes more mature. You are no longer trying to control outcomes. You are opening yourself to guidance. And in that openness, something beautiful happens. You begin to feel peace, even before your situation changes. Because now, your peace is not dependent on the answer. It is rooted in the connection. This is the real secret. The right way to ask God for help is not about convincing Him to give you something. It is about aligning yourself so deeply that you can receive what is already being offered. And when you reach this state, prayer is no longer a struggle. It becomes natural, effortless, alive. So the next time you sit down to pray, don't rush. Don't just speak, feel. Don't just ask, connect. And after you do, trust, truly trust, that you have been heard. Because you have. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to apply it in your daily life. And if you want more deep spiritual insights like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and continue this journey of inner connection, faith, and transformation.